What if the difference between being a good hitter and a legendary October performer wasn't about swing mechanics or extra cage work? What if it was simply about permission? Permission to unleash the beast that's been caged by overthinking. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just revealed the philosophical transformation that turned him from a regular season star into a postseason destroyer. And the architect behind this mental revolution is the most underrated coach in baseball. Hello, Jays Nation! Welcome to Jays Quick News, your go-to spot for the latest Toronto Blue Jays updates. What happens when you combine generational talent with a hitting coach who understands that sometimes the best instruction is to get out of the way? We're about to explore the mind shift that propelled Vlad Jr. to .397 in the 2025 playoffs, while the Blue Jays marched to their first World Series since 1993. And if you want the inside scoop on how this championship culture is being built, brick by brick, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're diving deep into the blueprint that nearly brought a title back to Toronto. Let's rewind to April 2025. The Blue Jays made franchise history by locking Vladimir Guerrero Jr. into a 14-year, $500 million extension. The commitment was mutual, Toronto betting on their homegrown superstar, and Vlad choosing legacy over the open market. But here's what nobody anticipated. The regular season that followed was quietly frustrating. 23 home runs, a .292 batting average. Solid numbers for most players, but for someone carrying $500 million expectations, it felt incomplete. The whispers started. Was Vlad pressing? Was the weight of that contract suffocating his natural aggression? Then October arrived, and everything changed. Guerrero transformed into something we'd never seen before. .397 batting average across 18 playoff games. 8 home runs, more than a third of his regular season total in a fraction of the games. 15 runs batted in. He wasn't just contributing to the Blue Jays' magical run. He was the run. Named ALC SMVP after going 4 for 4 in a must-win Game 3 against Seattle, nearly completing the cycle in the process. And when the World Series spotlight hit its brightest, Vlad kept delivering, even though the Blue Jays ultimately fell to the Dodgers in a heartbreaking Game 7. So what unlocked this October monster? According to Guerrero himself, it wasn't a mechanical tweak. It was a mindset revolution orchestrated by first-year hitting coach David Popkins. And here's where this story gets fascinating. Because Popkins isn't your typical hitting guru obsessed with launch angles and exit velocity. He's a 36-year-old former minor leaguer who brings something different to the table. Trust in what hitters already know how to do. Popkins joined the Blue Jays in October 2024 after spending 3 years with the Minnesota Twins, and his impact was immediate and transformative. Under his leadership, Toronto's offense went from 23rd in runs scored in 2024 to 4th in 2025. They led Major League Baseball in batting average at .265 and on-base percentage at .333. But the numbers only tell part of the story. What Popkins really changed was the team's offensive identity. My philosophy is built off creativity, Popkins explained. We're trying to become the most creative lineup at scoring runs in baseball. For Guerrero specifically, the adjustment was subtle but profound. Throughout the regular season, Vlad focused heavily on taking pitches the other way, a disciplined approach designed to beat defensive shifts and demonstrate his all-fields hitting ability. It's smart baseball. It's professional. But here's the problem. Constantly trying to go opposite field can sometimes handcuff a hitter's natural aggression. It can turn a predator into prey. Popkins recognized this and gave Guerrero the most liberating instruction a hitting coach can offer. Stop trying to be perfect and start hunting damage. In the playoffs, every time I went to the plate, I looked for damage, Vlad revealed on MLB Network. In the season, I just tried to take the ball the other way. Now, Popkins tells me, let's do the same. Let's go to home plate and do damage. Think about the psychology of that shift. Instead of approaching each at-bat with a checklist of mechanical thoughts, Guerrero was freed to trust his Hall of Fame bloodlines and devastating natural talent. He stopped being reactive and became predatory. And when you combine that mentality with his bat speed and raw power, pitchers become the ones in survival mode. The brilliance of Popkins' approach isn't just in what he taught Vlad, it's in what he didn't. He didn't try to reinvent Guerrero's swing. He didn't overload him with data. He simply gave permission to be aggressive. In the playoffs, I know they're going to pitch me around, so I'm just trying to get them to come in the zone, Guerrero explained. If you come in the zone, you know I'm raking it. That's the confidence of a hitter who knows he controls the strike zone. For his transformational work across the entire Blue Jays lineup, David Popkins was named Baseball America's 2025 Coach of the Year in December. Players throughout the roster praised his individualized approach, from George Springer's career renaissance to Addison Barger rediscovering his natural swing. But perhaps his greatest achievement was unlocking October Vlad. Now here's where 2026 gets really interesting. Bo Bichette departed for the New York Mets in free agency, signing a 3-year, $126 million deal. Anthony Santander, who struggled through an injury-plagued 2025 campaign, recently underwent shoulder surgery and will miss 5 to 6 months. That means Toronto's offensive universe will orbit entirely around Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the damage-first philosophy that Popkins installed. If Vlad carries this playoff mentality into a full 162-game season, we could witness an MVP campaign that rivals anything we've seen in recent Blue Jays history. And the beauty of it? He's only 26 years old. He's entering his absolute prime with a mental framework that finally matches his physical gifts. The question isn't whether Guerrero has the talent. We've always known that. The question is whether the damage-hunting, zone-controlling October version of Vlad can become the everyday version. If David Popkins has anything to say about it, and based on what we saw in 2025, he definitely does, Blue Jays fans are about to witness something special. So here's the million-dollar question, Jays Nation. Can Vladimir Guerrero Jr. sustain this damage-first approach over an entire season? And if he does, are we about to see an MVP performance that cements his legacy as the greatest Blue Jay of all time? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you're ready to see Vlad dominate 2026, and don't forget to subscribe to Jays Quick News for all the latest updates. The championship window is wide open, and it all starts with number 27. Let's go Blue Jays!